If respect is missing at home, it's fake everywhere else. A man can be admired outside, he can be praised at work, he can be listened to in meetings, but none of that means much if his presence inside his own home feels heavy. Because respect is not a performance. It is not something you turn on in public and turn off in private. Real respect is first felt, not announced. It is felt in the tone you use when you are tired, in how you respond when no one is watching, in how your family experiences you when you have nothing to gain. A man who demands respect outside but creates tension at home is building an image, not a foundation. Children don't learn respect from your words. They learn it from how safe they feel around you. A wife doesn't feel respected because you provide money or authority. She feels it in consistency, in emotional steadiness, in knowing what version of you will walk through the door. Respect doesn't start with status, it starts with regulation. If you cannot hold your tone, your reactions, your ego inside your own home, then the respect you receive outside is borrowed. And borrowed things don't last. This is not about being soft, and it's not about being loud. It's about leadership that doesn't need an audience. Because the strongest respect always starts here. Most men think respect is earned in the world, through achievement, through income, through position. But respect is actually trained at home. Home is where your nervous system is exposed, where you are tired, where no one is impressed, where your title means nothing. That is why home is the real testing ground. Anyone can act composed for a few hours outside, but only a disciplined man can remain steady in the place where he is most seen. Respect is built in the small moments, in how you listen instead of interrupting, in how you pause instead of reacting, in how you choose calm over control. Your family doesn't need you to be perfect. They need you to be predictable. Predictable tone, predictable standards, predictable emotional presence. This is what creates trust. And trust is the soil where respect grows. A man who brings stress home every night slowly teaches his family to brace themselves around him, not because he is cruel, but because he is unmanaged. And unmanaged energy always leaks into the people closest to you. Discipline at home is not about authority. It is about containment. Can you hold your frustration without passing it on? Can you carry responsibility without making others feel small? This is the kind of strength no one applauds, but it is the kind your family never forgets. Many men confuse fear with respect. The house goes quiet when they enter. People avoid conflict. No one challenges their tone. From the outside, it looks like authority, but inside, it is distance. Fear creates silence. Respect creates ease. Fear makes people careful. Respect makes people open. A disciplined man can tell the difference by one simple sign. Does your family relax when you arrive, or do they brace themselves? Fear-based homes run on tension. Everyone is waiting for the next reaction, the next mood shift, the next sharp word. Over time, people stop sharing, not because they have nothing to say, but because it feels unsafe to speak. This is how respect quietly erodes, not through shouting, but through unpredictability. A man who leads through fear often believes he is being strong. But strength that creates anxiety is not leadership. It is pressure. True respect comes from emotional reliability. When your reactions are steady, when your tone is controlled, when your presence feels grounded. This doesn't make you weaker. It makes you trustworthy. And trust is what allows children to learn from you, what allows a wife to lean into you, what allows a home to breathe. Fear can force compliance, but only respect creates loyalty. And loyalty is what lasts when authority fades. Real leadership at home is mostly invisible. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't raise its voice. It doesn't need to win arguments. It shows up as emotional control. A disciplined man understands this. His emotions set the climate of the home. Not his words, not his rules, his emotional state. If he is calm, the house settles. If he is reactive, tension spreads. This is not theory. It is biology. Human nervous systems sync to the strongest signal in the room, and in a home, that signal is usually the father or the husband. That means every outburst costs something. Every sharp tone teaches something. Every uncontrolled reaction leaves a mark. Quiet leadership is about restraint. Not suppression, restraint. You feel anger, but you don't unload it. You feel stress, but you don't export it. You feel pressure, but you carry it yourself. That is strength. Most men believe leadership means expression, but in a family, leadership is regulation. Can you regulate yourself before trying to regulate others? A man who controls his emotions creates safety without saying a word. And safety is what allows respect to grow naturally. Not forced, not demanded, earned through presence. This kind of leadership doesn't get applause, but it builds something rare. A home that trusts you even when you are silent. Most men try to teach respect by talking, by explaining, by correcting, by reminding everyone who is in charge. But respect is rarely learned through lectures. It is absorbed through observation. Your family is always watching how you handle pressure, how you speak when you disagree, how you treat people who can't give you anything back. This is the real curriculum. Children don't copy instructions, they copy patterns. They notice whether you apologize when you are wrong, whether you listen without preparing a counterattack, whether your behavior stays the same when no one is impressed. A man who lives with integrity doesn't need to demand respect. His consistency teaches it. When your actions match your standards, when your tone matches your message, when your presence matches your promises, that alignment is powerful. It tells your family, this is who I am, not just what I say. Respect grows quietly in homes where words are backed by behavior, where boundaries are calm, where correction is firm but controlled, where authority is steady, not emotional. You don't need to preach discipline, you need to practice it. Because every day your family is learning what respect actually looks like. Respect is not something you ask for. It is something people feel around you. And the first place they feel it is at home. Not when things are easy, but when you are tired, when you are under pressure, when no one is watching. That is where respect is either built or quietly lost. You don't need to dominate your home to lead it. You need to stabilize it. When your emotions are steady, your words become lighter. When your reactions are controlled, your presence becomes safe. This is what your family remembers, not the speeches, not the rules, but the atmosphere you create every day. A disciplined man understands this truth. If he wants respect in the world, he must first earn it at home, through patience, through consistency, through restraint that doesn't need praise. Because the respect that starts here doesn't fade outside. It follows you, quietly, naturally, lasting longer than any title.